Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would sit down and do another makeup video for you guys because I've been doing a lot of clothing hauls and like pamper routines. I did like a hen's party little prep video, but it's been a while since I've sat down and just played with some makeup, and I have a box full of new products here. Some of this stuff is from like recent launches over the past few months. Some of it is just like in general new products to me that I've never tried before. So it's just going to be like a full face of new products, which is a little bit scary. I always get a little bit concerned going into these videos because you never really know how the makeup is going to turn out. And I do have a bunch of content that I need to shoot after this, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I thought I would just sit down, chat with you guys, play around with some new makeup, let you know my thoughts, update you on some wedding planning stuff, some life updates, all of that jazz. So I'm going to try and keep this intro short, and we may as well just get straight into it. I'm going to put my little cat ears on to get my hair out of the way. I washed it this morning and it's just dried naturally, but it's actually dried really nicely, but it's just a bit full on, you know? I'm going to do some mermaid waves later, so I'm just going to keep it out of my face for now. I'm also in between tans. Like, I need to scrub this tan off so desperately. This is the third week of fake tan that I've done. I've had so many events on lately, and I think my skin is just like over it. It's like, get this fake tan off me. So I really need to just jump in the bath tonight and scrub this off. But if you see some crusty little patchy areas, let's just pretend you don't see them. It's just what I'm dealing with at the moment, okay? So I have so many products here to try out. First things first is obviously my primer. I have a couple of different priming / base products here that I can try out. So I've got this Mascara Hydra Veil Hydrating Gel. I believe this is kind of like a really hydrating moisturizer, which is perfect right now because I feel like my skin is extra dry. The weather has been a lot cooler here in Brisbane, and we've been sleeping with the fan on still just to like keep some air circulation in. And I literally woke up this morning and looked in the mirror and I had like dry, flaky skin. That's gross, but I had a really dry chin. So yeah, my skin needs as much hydration as it can get right now. So hopefully this will do the job. Ooh, the packaging is pretty. How cute. I mean, I have done my skincare this morning and put on my normal moisturizer, but I don't know, I just feel like you can never have too much hydration. Whoa. Okay, so it comes with like a little spatula spoon thing, and it is quite literally a gel. Like, it looks like jelly. Whoa, that is crazy. It says this best-selling clear gel instantly helps skin feel hydrated and smoothed. The lightweight water-based formula is quickly absorbed by the skin and is the perfect base for long-wear foundation application. Amazing. I'm gonna scoop a little bit out. It is quite literally like jelly. Wow. I'm guessing I just apply this as if it was like a moisturizer. This is so bizarre. I feel like I'm about to just put some like aeroplane jelly on my face. It's quite heavily fragranced, which often scares me when it's going on my skin because I don't want it to irritate my skin. Like, it smells nice, but sometimes heavy fragrances aren't good for your skin. Okay, well, it's definitely hydrating. I'm interested to see how it soaks into my skin because a lot of the time when I use gel products, they kind of like leave a film on top of your skin, and that is not great when you're about to apply foundation. So we'll let that soak in for a few minutes and see how it goes. Okay, my skin actually feels insane after that, and nothing is coming off. My skin literally just feels super plump and hydrated. Pretty good so far. I mean, I haven't put any products on top, but just from what it feels like right now, it feels incredible. I'm a little bit scared to go in with another primer on top of that, but I don't know, I feel like that was more of like a moisturizer, so I might just put a little bit of this one on. This is the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Power Primer. I haven't tried this one before. I've tried one of the other Laura Mercier primers and I really, really like it, but this one is slightly different. It's like a little dropper. The formula kind of looks similar to the Hourglass Mineral Veil primer. Gotta be honest, not a fan of this packaging. I don't know if I've just got a dud or what's going on, but like this dropper is barely sucking up any product. This is such a muck around. And every time I put the dropper back in, all of the product just comes out the top there. And then like nothing's even coming out. I feel like there's something weird going on with like air bubbles or something. I don't know, but a little squeezy tube would have been fine. All right, I've got some on my hand, so I'll just use what I've got. Okay, my skin feels kind of tacky trying to apply this over the top of that Illamasqua gel, but like kind of in a good way. Like I feel like my foundation will last all day on top of this base. That's kind of the tacky I'm talking about, if that makes any sense. It feels good. It feels really nice. And I think my skin looks really plump and really hydrated, like it looks prepped. So I feel like that's fixed my dry skin issues from this morning for sure. But I guess we'll just have to see how the makeup goes on over the top of it. Alrighty, so for foundation, I've got the new Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop foundation. They sent me 3 shades, so I'm gonna have to go through and see which one will match me at the moment. I've got shades 4, 5, and 9. I feel like 9 is a big jump from 5, but let's pull them all out and have a look at them. I've heard really good things about this foundation. I know it's not supposed to be like a super full coverage formula. I think it's more of like a blurring skin tint, which is fine. You guys know I'm not really into the full coverage makeup looks anymore. I like to keep my skin as natural as possible. So I'm very excited to try this out. Okay, so these are the little bottles. They're like little plastic bottles, which is kind of cool. It means they'll be really good for traveling, and like that will slip into a makeup case so easily. Gosh, I do not know what color. Oh, it wasn't 9, it was 6. I was reading the label upside down. Erin. Okay, 6 makes more sense. I feel like 6, because I've still got a little bit of tan on, so I think 6 might be the way to go. All right, I'm going to quickly jump online and read up a little bit about this foundation before I apply it, just because I want to know what I'm getting myself into. It has really good reviews online. It's got 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is pretty good. That's like amazing for a foundation. Oh my God, so many pop-ups. Okay, so it says a blurring skin tint that delivers smooth, instantly blurred skin in just a few easy drops. Rihanna wanted to create a light coverage, easy to apply, flexible skin tint that instantly evens out your complexion and gives a flattering blurred effect. Eavesdrop with hydrating quick blur complex is perfect for a no makeup look or for when you want to effortlessly look put together. It has 25 shades, buildable light to medium long wear coverage, applies well with fingers or a brush, and it is humidity, sweat, and transfer resistant. Amazing. So I actually have a new foundation brush to try out today. This is the With Carla foundation brush. Carla is actually a friend of mine. She lives in Melbourne and we've done a few like influencer campaigns together, and she's come out with a couple of her own brands lately. So this is one of them. And she is an incredible makeup artist from Melbourne. So if anyone's gonna design a foundation brush and kill it, I feel like it's her. So I'm very excited to try this. So yeah, I guess I'll just go in for the kill and hope for the best with this foundation. My skin's got a few blemishes at the moment. Most of them are like old, because I had my period last week, so I just had that like 1 week of really, really bad skin. So anything that you can kind of see is all just like old and crusty, just gross, but they've all healed. I'm just waiting for them to kind of like lighten up and go away. So hopefully this will be okay over the top. All right, I think this color is going to be perfect. So I'm going in with shade number 6. Oh my God, I just realized I don't have a mirror in front of me. Okay. Now that I have a mirror, let's give this a whirl. So the brush is very, very dense. And I feel like the best way to do this is to like press the product into my skin and buff it like that. Okay, it definitely has that blurring effect that it mentioned on the website. You guys see the difference between the two sides? So I feel like you can see the difference. Obviously, it's not supposed to be a super full coverage foundation, but I feel like you can see like the blurring effect that it has, which is really, really cool. The coverage is like not as low coverage as I was expecting though. I feel like it's definitely evened out my skin tone quite a lot on this side of my face compared to that. Like it's definitely smoothed, evened out and blurred my skin, which is really nice. I feel like this brush is applying it perfectly as well. Like it's not leaving any streaks, it's blending everything in really, really seamlessly. I'm shocked, this actually looks really, really good. I am genuinely very impressed. I'm not a huge fan of the other Fenty foundations, so to be completely honest, even though I'd heard really good things about this one, I was still skeptical because, I don't know, I just feel like the other Fenty foundations don't sit very nicely on my skin personally, but this one is proving to be quite different. All right, so final thoughts. Now that I've kind of applied it all over, it is kind of grabbing on some older breakouts up here that are kind of like dry and crusty, but I feel like that's not the foundation's fault. I think that's more just like my skin. It's not the best right now. I need to exfoliate and try and get rid of all of that dry, patchy stuff, but everywhere else on my skin, like around my cheeks and stuff, it has applied really, really beautifully, and it looks exactly how they describe it, like the way that it blurs, it smoothens. It's just really, really nice. For a low coverage foundation too, I feel like it has actually provided me with some really nice coverage. It's evened out my skin tone. You can definitely still see little breakouts here and there, but in terms of like the overall skin tone, it's completely smoothened that out. Like it's done a really nice job. So yeah, I'm actually very impressed with it so far. I can definitely see why this would be a favorite for people that just want like a natural everyday look, because it is like really nice, very comfortable on the skin as well. If you guys would like to see like a proper dedicated wear test review on this foundation, like where I apply it first thing in the morning and wear it for the rest of the day to see how it lasts and how it sits on my skin for a long period of time, then let me know, because I'd definitely be keen to do that. I feel like these days it's really hard to find just like a natural, everyday, good quality foundation. So definitely keen to do that if that's what you guys want to see. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have any new concealers to try out. I went through all of my drawers and there's nothing that I haven't used before. So I'm just gonna go in with the concealers that I've been loving lately. I've got the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer in the shade 2W. And I always mix that with a little bit of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 2 Vanilla. So I'm just gonna skip past this bit because you guys have seen me do my concealer plenty of times, and then we can get on to the next step. All right, concealer is done. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I've got two shades here and I think I'm gonna go with 190. This is what it looks like. It looks like it's gonna be a little bit too light, but we'll try and make it work. If I need to bronze up a little bit more, I can. It's fine. I'm just trying to make these products work because they're the only like new products that I have. And being in between tanning and scrubbing it off and all of that is just awkward. It's a weird time. So we're just gonna go with the shades that I've got here and hope that it looks okay at the end. So this is obviously a powder foundation, so it's probably going to add a little bit more coverage. I'm hoping maybe. My skin looks pretty good as is, but a little bit of extra coverage won't hurt. So we'll see how this goes. It's been a very, very, very long time since I've used a powder foundation, which is so weird to think because back in the day when I was a teenager, I think all I used to use was powder foundations. I did not use liquid foundations at all. I was too scared of them. They freaked me out. And now it's literally the complete opposite. So obviously if you're someone that has really oily skin, powder foundations can be a really great alternative to liquids. But I also really like powder foundations to sit on top of liquid foundations because they can add a little bit of extra coverage and set the liquid in place. If you're after like a super long wearing high coverage, sometimes the combination of the two can look really, really nice. I'm gonna try the little sponge that comes with it because to be completely honest, that brush, oh, here we go. The brush wasn't really doing too much. This is definitely applying a lot more of the product at once. Okay, I feel like it's added a tiny bit more coverage. And kind of, if anything, I don't actually think it's done the foundation any good or any bad. It hasn't really changed much at all. I'm very confused by this. Applying it with the sponge definitely applied more at one time, so like it added more coverage, but I feel like it just looks a bit patchier because it's like you press it in with the sponge, you don't really blend it. But then everywhere else on my skin, like this part of my face looks really flawless. I really like how it looks there. So maybe I should have just stuck with applying it with the brush. I don't know, I'm very confused by this. I feel like to really know what I think about these products, I'm gonna have to use them a few times over, like with different product combos and like over different foundations, primers, all of that jazz. Right now, I don't hate them. I'm just a bit confused by this powder. It's been a very long time since I've used a powder foundation. Like I said, I'm very much used to using like my translucent loose powders to set my foundation. So I don't know. I'm just like a little bit confused by the finish. It does not look bad by any means, but I think I was expecting like a little bit more from it. I don't know. They're my thoughts right now. I don't know how to summarize what's just happened, but there you go. Okay. For bronzer, what bronzer did I have? Oh, that's right. Okay, so I've got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer in the shade Saddle. This is what it looks like here. It looks kind of similar to NARS Laguna Bronzer, which is like my OG, like back in the day, it's all I ever used. It might be a little bit too dark for my skin tone right now. We'll just go in with a really light hand and try it out. You never know. As you guys may or may not know, I'm a huge fan of the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. And to be completely honest, I haven't used too many other Anastasia products. So other than their brow products like years and years ago, but they actually sent me a package not long ago with some eyeshadows and bronzers and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to try them out because overall I think Anastasia is quite a nice brand. Okay, that is quite nice. That's blended out so easily. And I actually think it's a really good shade for me right now, surprisingly. It's quite pigmented, I won't lie, but I think going in with a light hand was a smart decision and then blending from there. Also, I know I said to you guys at the start of this video that I was gonna do like a little wedding update, life update. So before I get distracted again and forget, the wedding is, I think 78 days away now, which is crazy. It's like 11 weeks. It's coming up so quickly. We actually, in the last 3 weeks, had a couple of other weddings that we went to. And I'm not gonna lie, it's very handy going to weddings in the lead up to your own because you get to like pick things that you like from each wedding and make some changes to yours in time. So it's really handy. We went to 2 very different styles of weddings. So we got to see a few different things and like we definitely got some ideas of like run sheet timing stuff. Like with the speeches, we have decided we're going to try and get them knocked over early before like mains are served because we want like my dad and Ben's dad and like our bridal party that are doing speeches, we want them to still just like relax for the rest of the night. And I feel like the earlier we get the speeches over and done with, the better they can relax. So we picked that up from one of the weddings. There was a few styling tips that we picked up. Just like, yeah, some really cool things here and there. So for the last few days, I've actually been working on quite a lot of wedding stuff. I've booked our transport. So I've booked a really cute vintage car. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet, but I've got that as my transport for the wedding, which will be cute for photos. And then my bridesmaids have got like another luxury car that they're rocking up in, which will be cute. So I've booked that. Surprisingly, so much research had to go into that because companies just have so many different pricing points and like packages and stuff. And it's so hard sometimes to know what is like the best value. But we figured that out. I've also been looking into menus, table numbers, and signs because I'm doing all of that myself. So I'm trying to keep it as low cost as possible. So I've like found all of the styles and designs that I want. I just need to figure out how to bring them to life. But I've got a few ideas. I might show you guys in like a vlog coming up some of the DIY stuff that I'm going to be doing. But yeah, there's honestly not that much stuff left to do. I feel like I'm pretty on top of it. And most of like the place cards, the menus, all of that are gonna be really easy to pull together. So I'm not really worried. I'm just more excited. I've actually really enjoyed the whole wedding planning process and I can't wait to see it all come to life. Vision boards and Pinterest. If you guys are planning a wedding, that's like the biggest thing I can recommend. I am a very visual person, so I need to see everything kind of coming together on one board. So the other day I spent about 15 minutes pulling all of my like photos of inspo onto one page, and I got to see kind of like my wedding styling come to life. And from that point I was like, yep, this is exactly what I want. I know it's gonna look good. And I just felt a lot more sure of all of the decisions that I was making. So if you're like me and you're a visual person, definitely do that. It's so helpful. Okay, back to the makeup. I actually really like this bronzer. I feel like it blended out really, really well, even though it is quite pigmented and like white, a lot heavier than my skin tone right now. I've managed to like blend it in and make it work, which is really nice. And I feel like even if I was a little bit more tanned, I could just build this up a bit more and make it work as well. So I'm very happy with that. That is a really nice bronzer. Now for blush, I've got a brand that I've actually never tried before, but I've heard, again, really good things. This is Mellow Cosmetics. They're actually a local Australian brand. Finally got it out of the box. So I'm gonna use one of their blushes. This is the powder blush in the shade Peached As. Apparently the Mellow Cosmetics lip products are unreal. I've actually got a few of them to try out at the end. But yeah, local Australian company. Pretty sure they're based in Brisbane too, which is where I live, which is amazing. You guys know I love supporting local. So yeah, very excited to try out these products. Okay, very pigmented blush, very pigmented. Holy moly. It's hard to find blushes that are this pigmented. And I also find that blush is one of the first things on my skin that fades during the day. So I'm interested to see how this lasts. But first impression, it is super, super pigmented. I also don't know if I'm loving the combo of the bronzer and the blush, but I'm gonna take the brush that I used for the powder foundation before and just try and blend everything in a bit more seamlessly. It's hard because both products separately are really pretty, but the way that they're kind of sitting together on my skin is not ideal. Like you can kind of see the two stripes of product, I guess. I'm gonna take a little bit of that bronzer again and just try and work it in really lightly with the blush. Okay, I think it is very slowly coming together. If you guys are looking for a pigmented blush, Mellow Cosmetics is where it's at. I am shook. They are really, really nice. Like both really, really nice products. I think they just needed a little bit of extra blending because they are both very pigmented products. But I think I've managed to do it. I've managed to make it work. Pretty. So one of the other things I don't have anything new of is a highlighter. So I'm just gonna go in with one of my all-time faves. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. And I'm just gonna use a mixture of the two end shades here. Oh my God, that is so pretty. All right, around my cheeks, those powders are sitting so nicely on top of the foundation. Like it's all just blended in so seamlessly now, and my skin looks blurred. Like it looks so smooth and blurred. My forehead is another story just because of all of the dry, patchy areas that I have from like old breakouts and stuff, but I'm gonna say that's like my skin. That's not the products at all. The rest though, around here and here, it looks flawless. It is actually really, really nice. All right, so for brow products, again, I don't really have much to go with. Anastasia did send me a couple of brow products, but they're dark brown and I think they're a little bit too dark for my brows at the moment. But I do have this Perez, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the Argan Brow Hero Brow Gel. I've been hearing a lot about this brand lately, and I feel like they kind of came out of nowhere. I all of a sudden just started hearing about them, and now I've been seeing lots of people posting about them on social media. So this is a textured gel for fuller natural brows. Argan oil and vegan fibers adhere to the skin and hair to thicken, shape, and define. Versatile, perfect tint, and mess-free grooming mini brush. So it's almost like a fibrous brow gel. The brush is tiny as well, which I like. And as you guys might have seen in my hens prep video, I did recently get a brow lamination. So I'm keen to see how this looks once I like style my brows. Hopefully it's not too dark because it does look quite dark, but we'll give it a go. Okay. It's definitely thickened my brows naturally. Like, I wouldn't say it's anything drastic, but I like that. My brows still look really, really natural. The actual brush on here as well separates the brow hairs really nicely. Like, I don't know what it is about this brush, but I feel like it's brushing every single little hair really well, which gives me like more control over where I want it all placed, if that makes sense. I genuinely really, really like that. I feel like I can see more of the color from the brow gel once it dries too. Like, now that it's kind of dried, you can see the difference. Still very natural though. Okay, I actually really, really like that. Usually if I go in with a brow gel, I go in with a little bit of brow pencil afterwards as well, just to fill in any gaps. But I actually feel like that's done the job. Like, just that gel by itself has made my brows look a lot fuller, a lot fluffier. I really, really like that. Wowzers. Alrighty, now moving on to eyes. I've got this Mellow Cosmetics eyeshadow quad in the shade Rhea, R-H-E-A. I don't know how you pronounce that, but it's got 4 really, really beautiful colors in it. So I'm gonna try and use as many of these as I can. And then I've also got a Mellow Cosmetics Glitter Chrome eyeshadow in the shade Golden Glow, which is also really, really pretty. So I'm gonna try and use like a mixture of all of these. I'm expecting these to be quite pigmented. If they're anything like the Mellow Cosmetics blush, I feel like we've got a lot of pigment to work with. So let me grab my eyeshadow brushes. All right, so I think I'm gonna take my Sigma Small Tapered Blending E45 Max, and I'm gonna take the shade Alpha, which is this matte shade here, and I'm gonna run that through my crease. Oh yeah, we got a lot of pigment. That is actually a really, really beautiful transition color. It deepens up the crease really nicely. Wow, that is a really, really nice color. Just gonna run a tiny, tiny bit of that on my lower lash line as well and just connect it up. Amazing. I'm also just gonna take a little tiny bit of this shade here, which is Delta, and I'm gonna pop that towards the outer corner of my crease, just to deepen that up a little bit more. So far, these shadows are blending really nicely. They've got a lot of pigment, but they do blend really easily. The other thing to mention is I don't have any fallout, which is amazing. Mattes aren't usually ever the problem. It's usually shimmers that are the problem with fallout, so I don't want to speak too soon, but considering how pigmented these shadows are, everything about them right now is really nice. Alrighty, so I'm also gonna try and just use as many of these shadows as I can. So now I'm gonna take the shade down here, which is Gamma. It's one of the metallic shades. And I'm just going to pat that onto my outer corner, sort of over the top of where I just applied the shade Delta. I'm just gonna layer that. Oh, that is so pretty. I have like the teeniest bit of fallout, but I am packing this on. That is so nice. Wow. Also, a little hack for blending your eyeshadow. If you've used like a powder foundation or a powder to set your foundation in place, go back into that with a big blending brush and blend out the edges with that powder. It just makes everything look so much more seamless. Just like that. That fallout is just swiping away really easily, by the way. It's not sticking onto my skin. And then I'm gonna go in with the top left shimmer shade, which is the shade Beta. I'm actually gonna take this on my ring finger and place it in the center of my eyelid. Oh my gosh, this is also really pretty. Wow, this whole eyeshadow quad is very impressive. Look at how pretty that is. Those shades are so beautiful together. Obviously, that's why they're in the quad together, but I just feel like they've blended so well into one another. And the shimmers aren't too overpowering. They're just like a really nice, beautiful, gentle shimmer on the lid. Amazing. I'm really happy with that. Very impressed by those eyeshadows. I'm very impressed by the Mellow Cosmetics stuff in general. Like, I've heard so much about the brand and I've never tried it, so I'm very excited to have it finally. And the fact that it's all really nice, amazing. All right, I think I'm gonna use the Golden Glow Glitter Chrome eyeshadow from Mellow as like a little bit of an inner corner highlight. So I need to go and grab the right brush to do that. I'm a huge fan of chrome eyeshadow pots. I feel like they're really great for like all over the lid. Sometimes all I ever do is a little bit of bronzer through the crease and then a glitter pot eyeshadow like that on the lid, and it's just like the prettiest thing ever. But for the sake of today and wanting to try out as many of these products as I can, I'm just going to use this on my inner corner. Wow. Okay, so it is very glittery, which like it's called a glitter pot eyeshadow, so duh. Can you guys see the little pop? There is a bit of fallout from this too, bit of glitter fallout. Again, to be expected. I feel like it's impossible to not have fallout from glitter products. That is really, really pretty though. I do feel like it's a little bit harder to blend, like it's not as creamy as some other eyeshadow pots that I've used, but very pigmented, and it actually just looks really nice as like a little inner corner pop. I really like that. Only thing is the fallout, but I think that's really nice. I'm really happy with how that eyeshadow look has all come together. Very pleased with myself. It's been a while since I've played around with some different eye products, so I'm very happy. Alrighty, moving on to mascara. I have a new Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara. I've never tried this before, and weirdly enough, I actually saw Jazz Hand, Makeup by Jazz. She posted this on her stories saying that it's one of her favorite mascaras at the moment, and I saw that last night, and then as I was going through my drawers this morning, I saw this and I was like, well damn. I'm gonna use it because if Jazz likes it, I trust her. So let's give this a go. I have a lash lift at the moment, so my lashes are looking pretty damn good. And I've also been trialing out a lash serum for the last week to try and get my lashes nice and long and healthy for the wedding. I'm not gonna tell you guys which one it is yet because I just wanna like trial it properly and make sure I like it. But I feel like my lashes are living their best life right now, so I'm excited to see how the mascara looks over them. Okay, I feel like there's not a lot of product going on. I feel like I might have to build this product up a bit. Here we go. The brush is separating my lashes really nicely, which is a huge win because so many mascara brushes just end up clumping your lashes together, and I hate that look. I'm not a fan of it at all. Okay, that is really nice. Really, really nice. Very buildable too. At the start, I was a little bit confused because I felt like not much product was going on, but building it up and it's really nice. I can see why Jazz is a fan. Wow, you guys see the difference there? Very black, adds like just the right amount of volume. And the biggest thing, like I said, is it separates your lashes so it doesn't look clumpy at all, which is a huge win for me. Huge, huge win. I really like that. Okay, I am a big fan of this mascara. All right, I've done my top and bottom lashes, and I am a huge fan of that mascara. I really, really like it. So if you guys are in the market for a new mascara, highly recommend this. I'm very impressed. Alrighty, we're almost done. So I'm just gonna do my lips now. And like I mentioned earlier, I have some Mellow Cosmetics lip products to try. I actually swatched this lip liner on my hand a few days ago when I first got this package, and I promise you I do wash myself regularly and properly, but this lip liner did not budge from my hand for a solid 2 days. Like, it was on there for so long. So I feel like this is gonna be a bloody good lip liner. Might just be another Mellow Cosmetics win, but let's try it out. This is the shade Rose. It's their lip pencil. Okay. Very pigmented, like everything else that I've tried from them. It is very pigmented. Also extremely creamy and buttery, like it's just gliding on, which is so nice. Okay, that went on so well. And I'm gonna pair that up with the Mellow Cosmetics Matte Liquid Lip Paint in the shade Sydney. I'm hoping that these two colors match. If they don't, we'll just make them work. We'll blend them. Oh, such a nice color. Wow. Again, super pigmented. That just went on like an absolute breeze. It is not patchy at all. I'm just gonna wait for it to dry down, but right now it feels incredible on my lips, like really hydrating. I'm just gonna go in with the lip liner and try and blend it a little bit better. It's like not the worst match, but it's not perfect. I am so impressed by these Mellow Cosmetics products. Like genuinely, I don't have a bad thing to say about any of them. That lip paint is incredibly hydrating. Like right now, it feels very, very creamy on my lips. Still drying down a little bit, so It hasn't made my lips look crusty, which is like the biggest thing. There's nothing worse than putting on like a liquid lip paint or like a liquid lipstick and straight away your lips just look incredibly dry and caked on and crusty. This is doing good things. It is really, really nice. Okay, so the last thing is literally just setting spray. I've got this Mascara Hydra setting spray. It says it's a lightweight mist that locks in makeup all day, create flawless looking skin with a dewy finish, and keep your makeup in place even under extreme temperatures. I feel like it's kind of hard to give a decent review on a setting spray at the end of a video when it's your first impression, but I'll keep testing it out for you guys, and I might feature it in another video coming up if I really like it. God, I'm always scared of the first spray. There we go. Okay, it's very aggressive. A very aggressive spray. And it has kind of a funky smell, but like that Mascara gel at the start had a funky smell to it too. So maybe their products are just very fragranced. I mean, it feels hydrating on my skin. No complaints there, but I guess we'll just wait and see how it lasts. I am overall very, very happy with how my face has turned out. These videos are always concerning because you never really know being like a full face of new products, but I am very genuinely happy with everything. I was a bit worried about the powder foundation, but I feel like now that it's had a chance to settle into my skin, it actually looks really, really flawless. The foundation as well, that Fenty foundation in general, is just beautiful. The coverage, even though it's supposed to be low coverage, I feel like has like actually built up to be quite nice. I'd say it's more of a medium coverage right now. But yeah, Mellow Cosmetics, like 10 out of 10. Everything that I tried from them was unreal. I'm actually sad I haven't been using them earlier, but that's okay. I've discovered them now and I will not go back. They are incredible. The liquid lipstick, super comfortable. Not transferring at all. I am just very impressed. I'm very happy with how this whole thing came out. So if you guys would like to try any of the products that I featured in today's video, I'll make sure that everything's listed down below. I might have a discount code for Mellow Cosmetics too. I'll check, and if I do, it'll be in the description box. Sorry, the postie came and delivered some more makeup, I think. So that will be useful for another video. I also lost my headband along the way, but it's fine. Anyways, everything will be listed down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you would like to become a part of the family here on YouTube. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.